I gotta be pretty brief. I can't wait for a bunch of people to hop on the stream with me. And so we're just gonna hop into it. Yeah, I mean, structure's still pointing up as we clearly identified this morning. Am I still hunting for a short? Yes, I am still hunting for a short. Yeah, still hunting for a short for sure. Um, yep, yep. Yes, indeed, still hunting for it. Let's look at. Let me get this back on because I deleted it. Yeah, cool. All right, still hunting for a short. So, the little kind of long ended up working out pretty decent this morning. Um, yeah, I'm really curious. I'm really kind of curious to see if we just kind of nip this and start losing some structure. Um, Looking for that kind of activity locally. Can we do? Can we get those off the chart now? Oh my God. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and place myself an alert right here, right now. And then, yeah, what else I want to talk about? I want to talk about the fact that volume overall is, I don't need you, go away, and you go away too. Volume overall is diverging, right? Yeah, you go away too. You're just in the way. Where we are building our higher highs and our lower highs on volume. Typical characteristic to see when you're dealing with absorption. Now we haven't broken any structure bearishly yet, so I'll believe it when I see it, right? But yeah, especially as yeah, really locally here, volume's starting to kind of crop out and diverge a little bit. So yeah, moral of the story is I am still looking for shorts. Somebody had a question that I think I need a blank chart for. Let me find a blank chart somewhere. We'll make it blank. We gonna make it blank. We go back to this individual's question. This question was from Bond. Let's copy the image and let's paste it over and let's look at it. I gotta try and figure out what time frame he's looking at here. Okay, so that's this. Yeah, so his question was, what is the criteria for calling a higher low mitigated? In the image, I believe 1 and 2 are unmitigated, but 3 is mitigated because of 4 and 5. Yeah. So, yeah, I would consider 3 to be mitigated because you did. Yeah, three is mitigated. I'm in agreement with that. And he wants to say because of 4 and 5. Yeah, I mean it seems kind of fair. I even look at it just from the sense of like you came up above this high and then you mitigated and then you continued. So yeah, that one's dead. And yes, these are unmitigated. Both of these are, let's see, is this other one here? Yeah, both of those are unmitigated, but look what your structure will look like by the time you get there. To get down to either of those, you're going to have to break some structure bearishly. So they are unmitigated, but at this point, I'm not of the opinion that they provide higher highs. So we were looking at some of those areas on our chart this morning, but we had already touched this high. And so at that point, I'm like, okay, well, to go down there, you have to break bearishly to achieve it. They don't look like higher high zones to me anymore. But Yeah, I mean, for the most part, the mitigation is just it's got to be back tested. You have to initiate and you have to mitigate. And this did not, and that did not do that there. That did not do that there. So just meant to be a quick update. Not a lot has developed since market open. Not a lot at all. And yeah, and I'm just watching for evidence of potential distribution here, right here. Looking for potential distribution on that sucker right there. Yep, yes sir. Yep, yes sir. That's what we're looking for. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know about you. I don't know what I don't know about you guys. Um, this is a little bit of an early warning shot here. You really don't lose primary structure until here. Yeah, but price is in an interesting spot nonetheless. Why does fucking Command Z not do anything? Why can't I delete with Command Z right now? What is that all about? So that's all that I'm looking at right now, folks. I'm just looking to see if we can get out of this. Now, I took, like I said, I started scaling into a short this morning. I was breaking up my risk into multiple entries. So I only took, I was only planning on taking a 1% risk here on a short, and I was breaking that into like 8 different entries. So the bit that I put in, I just let it stop out. Not that big of a deal to me. And I'm just back to chilling right now, man. I'm back to chilling. I'm back to seeing what's going to happen if we can start breaking some of this stuff. Just want to see what's going to happen here. It's getting around that that mid to late day, and if we cannot continue to get bids at these levels and drive price up further, then then there's a chance that things are just going to start wiggling around and kind of breaking back down through some of this stuff. So I am, I've got my alert set, and I'm going to be patient, and I'm going to see if it can give us a short play here. That's all I got. What's up, Luke? What's up, the Andy R. Milan Alexandria G? Always good to see you. DG Fan 42 Bond 58 Medarva. I think it's a good question, Luke. It's a good question, Luke. Um, I, I think it's not the market maker. No, I don't think the market maker is moving this up. I think it's a combination of retail and algorithmic bots. That's what my gut's telling me. Retail and algorithmic bots. No, this doesn't look. This is not an appropriate place for the market maker to run it up. It's not. Let's go back to a blank chart or a blank-ish chart. Yeah, I mean, like places for market makers to enter are places like this. Places like this. Places like this. Oh, we must have used something different down there. I swear to God we had that demand. Anyway, places like this wick down here. Those are logical places for market maker involvement. Um, but market maker involvement long above here, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me at all. That don't make very much sense to me at all whatsoever. That's my personal opinion. Pass the chip on the left. Hey, Bond, did that make sense? That makes sense, right? He said it made sense. I don't know why I'm asking, because he obviously said it made sense. So yeah, it's always for me, like my general approach is I'm always looking for the demand that's present on the chart that doesn't require structure to break in order for the trend to continue. So you know, this is a really cool area on the chart, but it's only cool like here, right? It's not nearly as cool once you've developed extended structure above you that you have to break bearishly to get down to levels like that. Then they're not they're still useful. Don't get me wrong, right? Like where I would use something like this demand here for is we're just going to draw a hypothetical here real quick. We're going to draw a hypothetical just as an example. Let's say that price did hit that high and did come down and break this low right here. Well, it's like, yeah, you would be using your demand to look for your lower high to be generated from. So they're still very useful. They're just not necessarily indicative of higher highs at that point. They're more indicative of what would power your bearish mitigations, right? They're more indicative of what would power the bearish mitigation. That's what I use demand like that for, or supply like that if you invert the chart. So looking for the supply mitigation for that short. Yeah, that's the best way to do it, bro. That's the best way to do it. There's absolutely not a really good reason to just fucking hit this, break this, and start aping in right there. No, that doesn't. That's no reason for that. There's no reason for that. It's not pro trend. And I mean, it's pro like fucking. It's pro like this trend, but it's not pro trend for this. It's not pro trend for that. So yeah, why not just wait? You know what I mean? Like it's not. Let's go back and look at the last time it happened. And yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's like you got this is here's the only real trouble portion is that you know like the last time it happened, your break was here, and this was your mitigation, and then you know the next point you attempted to break was here, and during that it could not overcome your downward structure. That's a warning shot. When it can't overcome your downward structure like that, and yeah, and then you know the you know whatever like this was the short of a lifetime right here. But notice a couple of things like because we're here on the chart, right? We're back on that previous trading range here, right? Notice a couple of things if I can get back to it and find it. Apparently not on the 5 minute. It's not going to let me do it there. We're going to stick to the 15. Notice that it never came back for this, and it never came back for this. So that's where it can be a bit troublesome, right? That's where it can be a bit troublesome. When you run into a manipulation or distribution event, you end up with what's referred to as a spring, right? And those springs can really displace price, and then you're waiting for this. bro, give me a drawing tool. You're waiting for this, and it doesn't happen. So in the event that we do see a displacement occur, you have to monitor the structure that presents after the displacement. Because instead of mitigating this, these drawing tools, this mouse, you redistributed here. So in the event that we do see a displacement occur somewhere near the top of us, it does not mean that we are going to get to go back to the juicy supply area and short it. It means we have to really pay attention to our structure because you may redistribute directly thereafter. That's all, folks. Did it fill in FVG? I didn't look at that. What was this? Oh, this fair value got? I don't know. I don't know. But I know we got to be. I know we got to be. It's gonna be on our toes, man. Because outside of you had only a couple opportunities after that displacement happened. Dude, this mouse on this computer is so fucking. Excuse my French. It's so terrible. After the displacement occurred, you had like this opportunity, you had that opportunity, and then you really didn't get another opportunity for a long time, in my opinion. Next best opportunity. Next best opportunity was over in this area, but again, you know, like it drops and then it does not mitigate, it just redistributes below supply. So just be careful, watch out for those things. And who knows, man, maybe I don't know. I feel like it's going to give us a short, but I'll believe when I see it, right? I'll believe when I see it. Bond, let's chat on the Friday study session. I want to, but then that same concept applied to today's long. Yeah, probably, probably. Created new structure / redistribution and should have traded the long off of that. I'm not so sure. I'm picking up what you're putting down, and I don't want to misinform you. So I don't have a lot more time to spend with you right now. But like Friday or Saturday, we'll do a study session, and if you could just hop on there with me, bring a mic, and we'll walk through all that together, then I'm sure we will all learn from it, including myself. So let's plan that for there. Let's plan that for there. Hey, we're catching some bids up here. All right. Perfect. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Bond. Yeah, you guys take care. You guys take care. I'm just setting alerts and chilling. The price action, from my experience, typically gets sloppy from about this time of day until like Asia Open. So probably a messy slop in this area. I have no idea what it's going to do, but it's likely not going to be anything dramatic. That's my opinion. Adios, amigos.